Actually, we are live now. So I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good day. Just depends on what time of the day you are watching this video. My name is Clara Lyons-DeVaughn, and I am the broker owner of Lyonsview Realty. Our team provides residential, commercial for small businesses and nonprofits, and property management services. We have an educational arm called Lyonsview Academy, where we do real estate pre-licensing and continuing education. We do credit counseling and distressed homeowner solutions, and we have a lifestyle, health, wealth, and wellness education um, component as well. So, Lionsview is really busy. Um, but Lyonsview Realty, we launch Financial Fridays to help you stay current on trends that impact your bottom line. So, our goal is to provide you with resources, information, and tips to assist you in making the best financial decisions. And our commitment is to maximize your wealth building power now and in the future. So, I'm really glad that you tuned in today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Feel free to like and share this video. And remember that our guests are here as a resource to you. So please feel free to ask questions. If you have any comments, put them down in the comments section. Or if you have any topic suggestions, put those in the comments section as well. So I want to just welcome our guest, Mr. Avery Ruff, who, gosh, Avery, how long have I known you?
Do we really need to go back that far, Clara? Do we really need to?
It's
I would definitely say that goes back. Goodness, I want to say about 12 years or so, maybe 13. I
yeah,
think that's about where we were there. You know, when I was still at the old the Wykert there. That's where I think I first met you.
yeah, we were
And
fellow agents.
yes, yes. And
Right.
since then, a lot has changed. A lot of growth. A lot of things have happened. And I just want to congratulate you and see how far you've come. Always been a resource for me as well as the real estate community. So I think you're doing a wonderful job and can only say just keep it going.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So definitely appreciate that. So, we're in a home ownership month, which is a really, really exciting time.
Yes.
Even though we're in the middle of a pandemic, home ownership continues to be a number one priority in terms of wealth building. And today we're going to talk about debt, because that's really one of the biggest barriers to home ownership is debt. It ties up, your funds that you could use to purchase a home. If you have a lot of debt, it reduces your purchasing power. The higher your debt to
Mhm.
income, the lower your purchasing power. You know,
Yes. Yes, that's correct.
credit score. On the positive side, if you got positive, you're paying on time and you're keeping that debt under 50%, then your score increases. On the negative side, if you're behind, you don't
Yeah.
pay, or you keep high balances, then your score decreases. So there's a lot going on, with debt. But we're going to talk about how to get debt free.
Yeah. Yes.
How to
Yes.
get
Yes.
debt free. But I want to start, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll
Well,
get into it.
once again, Avery Ruff. I'm with Remax at Cherry Hill, and I'm the local board president of South Jersey, Association of Real Estate Brokers,
Yes.
and I've been there. God, I've been associated with the NAREB for the last close to 12 years now. So this is just one of these things that we have to do as far as educating the community, and we definitely have to stay on track. And in order for us to have power in the community, we definitely have to have economic power. That's where a lot of it starts. So in order to do that, we have to control our debt. We have to lower our debt. We have to maintain and continue in order for us to move forward. That's one of the main things that we need to control so that we can increase our power in the community, so that we can have a legacy, wealth building, and something to leave to our next generation.
Indeed.
So that's where we are at this point.
Yeah, that's really good. And so the National Association of Real Estate Brokers has a national initiative going on right now. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. The national initiative. I mean, we have eight, but the one of the main ones here is just at this point is controlling our debt.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that we have to get through to members in our community that once again, like I said earlier, if we want to have any type of power in our community, then we have to own property. We have to, be in a position where we can, pass these things down to the next generation, our children. And when you own property, in a situation or a position to benefit the community, strengthen your community, then you have, economic power, educational power. You can start to, really control things of what's going on, and in that term makes things better off for everyone involved.
Indeed.
And with that, we've partnered with the DFREE community, and with that, it's we just want to briefly talk about that today. I don't want to just go belabor the point too much, but it's just so important, and especially in these times that we're going through at this point, it's even more so brings it to the forefront that in order for us to have strength in our community, we do need to own property, and we do need to, to definitely, control our debt. And
Mhm.
that's one of the main things and how to get started with that.
Yeah. So DFREE has a uh, $1 billion challenge. Talk a little bit about what that is and what they're trying to achieve through that.
Yeah, the billion dollar challenge. That's one of the partnerships with DFREE and the National Association of Real Estate Brokers is every chapter within our national organization. We're at the challenge here to pay down $2 million in debt. And with that, along with the platform of educating folks on DFREE, lowering your debt, we have a challenge that, each, like I said, each, chapter is there to get members to join, and also to, go into the DFREE website, which is billiondollarpaydown.com. And what it is, you can sign up, join a group, not start a group, but join a group. And here at the South Jersey NAREB, that will be Southern New Jersey chapter of real estate brokers. And in that, you sign up, and it tracks your debt, it tracks your savings. You put that in, it creates a program for you. And what you do at that point is that it's totally free. No one looks at your information, and it's just a tool for you to use in order so you know exactly where your spending is going, your savings is going, and let's face facts, where a lot of wasted money is.
Mhm.
So sometimes when we tend to see those things in front of us, then we get more conscious of what it is that we're doing, whether it be negative or the positive. And in this way, you can track your spending. Hey, listen, this month, I paid down this debt. Next month, I'm paying down that one. It creates a plan for you. And like I said, you can do that. And it's totally free. And you can do that once or twice a week. You can check in. You can check in every day, see where your savings is going, your spending is going. And it's a great program, and it just gets the mindset together of you, and when you look at it for the most part, I mean, we waste an awful lot of money sometimes during the course of the day, the
Yeah.
week, the month for that matter. So sometimes when you can see exactly where that's going, and you can say, hey, listen, did I really need that? No. And it sometimes differentiates between the needs and the wants. And
Mhm.
we know needs obviously are those things that obviously we need in order to sustain ourselves, but all those wants, no, we don't necessarily have to have that. Those are just things that, you know, we don't really need to have. So this challenge has been, great, and that's going to be our main thing for the next, who knows how long, but that's going to be one of the main initiatives right now, is to lower our debt, gain control, so we can start to strengthen our communities.
Indeed. So it's really exciting because when people have an opportunity to kind of see where their money is going. And you say this is an online system, so they can go online, join the Community of the Southern New Jersey chapter, and we're not seeing their information though.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
No, that's totally for you.
yeah.
So it's not nothing with his social security number, none of that information. It's just you create your own account, you put
Okay,
that information in, and that's only for you to see. And
got
once again, that's a tool for you to use so you can track your spending, track your savings, and create a plan for yourself in order for you to decrease your debt, get out of debt, start to save money, create wealth for yourself down the future.
Gotcha, gotcha. And then all of the debt that is saved um, is is kind of captured for
Yeah.
everyone. So the goal is for our chapter to get to 2 million, but for the overall for DFREE, it's to
Hmm.
$1 billion within this year, within
Yes.
2020 of savings. And if you could imagine, if you could save even, $5,000 personally, um,
Yes.
what an
Yes.
impact that would have on your household and the things that you would be able to do, in terms of investing in property in your future for education and your future for your children. Just being able to use that in a lot of different ways. So the within DFREE, they have this process, right? It's a
Hmm.
12-step process that they're advocating for folks to get started, to take control, to get ahead, and to give back. I think those are the
Yes.
the
Yes.
categories. Get
Yes.
started, take control, get ahead, and give back. Like, that's really the mindset, or the momentum of the debt-free living. So how do folks get started? Like, in that part of the training, what are they doing?
Well, as you said, there are four categories, and the first one is, level one. That's get started.
Mhm.
First of all, what it is that we do, we have to admit the problem, which a lot of times, we don't really want to be honest with ourselves and think that, hey, I really have it under control. But in actuality, when you don't have enough funds in the end, you still have to get to the end of the month. You're, as they say, robbing Peter to pay Paul. That definitely you're not in control. So when that is your usual behavior, then you don't have things in control. So in that instance, you have to realize and understand. Hey, listen, you know, I have to acknowledge what the what my financial situation is. So when
Mhm.
you can come to the truth and that, then you're ready to move forward, and
Mhm.
then you can take steps, and then you can be honest with yourself, and then in turn you can begin to go down the road to try to correct that.
Yeah. So how do they do that? They in the system, are they like, what are they asking them to do specifically in the get started step?
Well, in the get started step, how they look at it is, it says, come to your senses and basically acknowledge the slavery, and when
Mhm.
it comes
The
to
mindset.
the mindset, hey, listen, you're just I just can't get out of this.
Mhm.
When you're and they have a specific thing when you're in line, for those have to have those sneakers. When you're
Mhm.
in line to say, listen, well, I gotta go to the movies, or you're in line to basically line up to give your money away, then that's not necessarily a great situation, depending on obviously you're differentiating between the needs and the wants. And once again, I mean, if you're in line at the grocery store, I mean, we need food to sustain ourselves, so that's a little different situation.
Yeah.
But addressing the mess, that's when you just you just have to be honest with yourself,
Yes.
with that.
So it sounds like, they need to kind of set a goal, so they kind of know where they want to go.
Yeah, you do, but in the beginning, and once again, that's at get started, and like I said, admit the problem, address the mess. That's where you list all your income, your bills,
Mhm.
and I mean that's
Yeah.
everything.
Track your
You know,
spending. Yes.
everything.
Track what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
and you realize where you're wasting money, where
Mhm.
you need to put more money and so forth, especially if you have high credit card debt, those are those things that really strangle you,
Yeah.
because, sometimes you're just treading water, some of it. Sometimes some folks just pay the minimum payment. Obviously, it's not a late payment, but you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
You pay that minimum payment, you could be there for years and years and years.
Yeah.
So in that instance, you have to list everything, secure all your financial documents, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes that may take a little bit to get all that stuff, put it
Together.
out on the table.
Mhm.
Then you really, really know where you are financially.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm doing this 21 days to abundance, and that is one of the steps, just to write down who you owe, you know, like you didn't even have to write how much you owe to them, but just create a list of all the people that you pay a bill to all the
Wow.
time. So yeah, yeah, because before you can have abundance, to give out, you have to know, what you're giving out and,
Certainly.
against what you've got coming in. And something else you said, in terms of the interest rate that people are paying. So a
Mhm.
lot of times people have relationships with banks or with creditors, and they may not be getting the best deal,
Yeah.
So they might be able to get a better interest rate or a better return on their savings somewhere else. So it's also a time to look at, where their money is, who's
Certainly.
cheaper, of the things that they're paying out, or, maybe you can get a better interest rate on your money somewhere else, different kind of credit card or whatever. So, looking at those relationships too, because a lot of times people can't tell you how much they pay in interest on a
Yeah,
credit
that's
card.
true.
So they gave it to me, I'm using it, and a lower interest rate could save them, a few dollars every month, in payment. So
Yeah.
those relationships are really, really, um, really, really important. And then and then the other thing I guess that comes up is, knowing, like you were saying, knowing where all of your information is. Do you know, are your financial docs in
Yeah.
order? Can you put your hands on, your bills and
Hmm.
policies and all of that kind of stuff that you need? That's all a part of your savings wealth or your debt, looking at your debt picture, when
Yes.
you're
Yes.
getting
Yes.
started, definitely.
Yes.
So how the next step is to like get in control. So
Yes.
how,
Yes.
how do folks, get control over their debt?
Well, what you do is that you create a plan.
Mhm.
Just as you touched on earlier, you create a plan and you become accountable to yourself.
Mm.
And part of that is, just as you were just talking about that. Hey, if I get a better interest rate somewhere else, so there's going to be certain savings there. So
Mhm.
you have to be disciplined. Hey, listen, if I'm saving something here, then I can put more money here to pay down my debt.
Mhm.
So the mindset isn't to save money so I can, go here or spend more money there. If you can save or lower interest rate, that gives you more income or more capital where you can pay down something else. So you definitely have to be disciplined, with that. And that's part of creating a spending plan and being
Mhm.
accountable to yourself as
Mhm.
you walk down this road, because at the end of the day, we all know, whether you want to admit it or not, hey, did I really need that, or do I just want that?
Mhm.
So it's all about a discipline, creating a plan, and also being accountable to yourself.
Yeah.
And once you can track those savings and lower that debt, a lot of times you get galvanized and you want to continue to do that, because you can definitely see that my plan is working and I am working towards the end here.
I like that, establishing a spending plan, right? So, a lot of times you're just like, okay, all right, I'm not you. I'm just like, this bill is
I am
due, I pay
sometimes
it.
too,
That
trust
bill is
me.
due, I pay it. Like, and not really having a plan. Like you said, if you have money left over, maybe it's better spent paying off this bill. Who's it?
Yeah.
Dave Ramsey has a financial. financial freedom thing too that, deals with, I think one of his things is the snowball effect.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Okay.
as you pay off one credit card, then you take the money that you were paying on that credit card and put it on the next one. You know,
Got you.
so you're paying more now on the next one until that gets paid off. So that's a plan to just, tackle one thing at a time. Because a lot of times people think,
Hmm.
oh, I'm going to spread all of my money, pay the max on everything. And it's maybe not the best thing, maybe
Right.
getting rid of that high interest one first and
Hmm.
putting your attention there should be your plan versus,
Yeah,
putting, the minimum amount on everything. If you got a little extra, put it here where it's gonna do the most good so you can knock that out. So
that's right.
plan definitely important. And as you say, how you save it, you know, over here versus attaching that to another bill where it might be
That's right.
more useful.
And and that's similar to the next step, which is steer the power.
Mm,
That's those power payments. Starting power savings. Hey, normally I may save $50 this month, but now I'm going to save 100. Or
mhm,
normally I may put
mhm,
I got a little extra here latch my belt. Hey, instead of paying $100 on this bill, I'm going to pay 250, and I'll tighten
mhm.
up somewhere else, just so you can see an end to that particular bill and that particular situation that you're just trying to get rid of. So that's part of the plan. The power
I
power
like the
payments,
power
man.
savings. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And you start to feel better, to
Yeah.
be perfectly honest with you. Attitude wise, you start to feel better when you know that you're starting to get control of
Mhm,
your financial situation, knowing that you have an ultimate goal at the end.
mhm. So
You know,
how do folks get ahead? That's the next step.
uh, you start, at that point, once you get control of things, then
Mhm,
you start establishing, investing, or you start looking in terms of creating wealth. Then you start and it's thinking in terms of, hey, listen, well, I have my finances under control. What is my ultimate goal here? What do I want to do? Do I want to buy a house? Do I want to
mhm,
buy several properties? Do I want to invest in stocks, bonds, whatever that situation is that's going to be best for you and your family as you're moving forward? Because ultimately, I mean, we're not going to be here forever, and we want to leave a legacy, and we want to, leave something for our family. So that's what the next step is. When it says get ahead, maximizing the margin, have a savings plan, investing, those type of thing, and when you have your money begin to work for you,
yes.
then that's where you start to see things turn around, and that's where you start to really begin to creating wealth
Mhm.
and creating a legacy.
So we're in a pandemic environment, and there are people in two categories. They're still working,
Yeah.
so they have their income, or there are people who've lost their jobs, or they've lost payment power. They might
Yes.
have experienced a payment reduction. They're still working, but they have a payment reduction, or how can they benefit from doing debt free? How can they benefit by doing this program?
Well, it's very difficult, to do this. Obviously, if you don't have any income,
Mhm.
but if you do, you see it every day. The reason why you have to have resources. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. That's why you have to plan for the future. That's why you have to have plan for a nest egg, as difficult as it is. But this is a perfect example of why you need certain things, and as we go through this, a lot of us don't have emergency money.
Mhm.
That's another thing. God forbid if something were to happen, no one can reach $300 to $500 and say, "Hey, listen, I have an emergency. I have an emergency fund." And there are a lot of people in that situation today.
Mhm.
So when you got to take baby steps if you need to.
Yeah. And
You have to start somewhere, but you have to be in the mindset of say, hey, listen, I don't want to be in this situation anymore. And if at all possible, once I get back on my feet, then I have to create a plan. I have to have some type of savings, work towards savings, even if it's just putting $20, $30 a week aside.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do. You need to have some type of savings plan in order to work through this situation. We don't know how long this is going to be.
Yeah.
We don't know how long. We're slowly coming out of this right now, but it's still there are a lot of people that still are not back to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think it's a good, I think for the people who aren't working right now, it's a good opportunity for them actually to do this plan. So
mhm,
they can see in black and white, what are all of my bills? What are all
yeah,
of my expenses? How much money total does it take to run my household?
yeah, that's
It's a
true.
great opportunity to look, even if you can't pay the bill, because the universe says if you ask, then you receive. So you have to know what you're asking for. So
Yes,
putting it down, seeing it all in black and white is an opportunity to see, okay, this is how much I need. And also to look and say, how much of what I've been spending, like you said earlier, can I cut out? Like if I
yeah.
was going to McDonald's, I had a client once who, brought in their financials, and we were looking for, a rental. And all of the payments to fast food,
Mm,
I mean, it was just every day, several times a day. And it adds, I mean, no judgment, but it adds up,
no,
it adds up.
right,
So
right.
when you put it in black and white, you actually can see where your money is going and really look at those things that you can take out, that you can
hmm
do without. And I think the other thing about this pandemic is people are saving money. They don't have to buy gas
Yes, they are.
as
Yes.
much. Their food bill is going up, but a lot of the, extra stuff that we did while we were out and about, we're not out and about. So that's money, if you look at where you were spending, you can say, oh, that's X amount of dollars that I've saved. What am I
Yeah.
doing with it now? Or maybe that's helping pay, rent, or that's helping to pay a light bill or a utility bill or something
hmm
else. So I think it's important, to do the get started step to, go
Yes.
online, put all the information in just to see where you are so your
Yeah.
starting point. Like you said, to look at your mindset,
hmm
and see where you need to change it concerning money and your relationship to debt. Yeah.
Yes. And that's a great point you touched on. I know we're we're running low over here, but when you look at your monthly finance, you write down everything you spend from the first to the 31st.
Mhm.
You would really be surprised what that bottom number is.
Yes.
You would be, oh, are you kidding me? Of
Yes.
how much that you spend per month
Yes.
and
Yes.
the amount of money that is. And instantly, when you see that figure, that will bring it all back home. It'll be, oh, wait a minute, no, we need to readjust things here.
Yeah. I think
You
people
know,
don't realize how much money they actually have and how much money
that's
they're
true
not
too.
spending.
That's true too. And with that, you can put something aside when you see that.
Yeah.
You definitely can. Like you said, one less trip to McDonald's, savings account.
Yep. Or pack
You
of
know,
cigarettes or
right.
habit. Well, let me not be judgmental.
No,
Habit stuff.
no, it's not judgmental.
Habit stuff.
That's
A habit.
that's helping them.
Yeah. Or those habit things.
Yeah,
Definitely the habit things versus, like you said, the needs and the wants.
yeah,
The
yeah.
needs
That's
versus
true.
the wants. Really seeing what those are. And I guess the last way is the give back. So you have, you've saved, you have put your plan together, you've gotten started to put your plan together, you saved some money, you're investing. So now it's time to give back. What does that look like?
That's if you're a God fearing person that's going to church, that's tithing,
Mhm.
that's leading a ministry, mentoring,
Yeah.
letting people know, and this is great information.
Mhm.
Hey, listen, I've done it, you can too. Hey,
Mhm.
introduce them to DFREE. Let them know, hey, there is a plan. We can work this out. I can help you do that.
Yeah.
And that will put them on a path to a better life for them, their family, creating wealth, legacy, and pushing that down the road. and part of that is you do get excited, when you get into it. You see that it's possible, because some folks are just way over when it comes, but you see it slowly coming down, and next thing you're on a positive side. You can only but be excited about that. So you definitely have to pass that on, whether you start with your family, whether you start with your neighbors, coworkers, however, and in that, it's only great information that's going to help them in the future.
Indeed, indeed. So folks want to get started eliminating debt, so that they can build wealth.
Yeah. Yes.
What's the website again, and how do they participate? Can you recap that again for folks who are
Yes.
just
Yeah. Yeah. For the $2 million challenge, it's billiondollarpaydown.com.
Okay.
And with that, you just go on to, join. You put in, you create yourself a login, create yourself account. You go to join a group, not start a group. Join a group, which would be South Jersey Board of Realtors. And then you just get started. You start plugging in your information. It'll ask you certain questions. Once again, there's no social security numbers involved. Totally free. This is just a tool for you to use to help you set up a plan in order for you to begin to, decrease your debt. And it prompts you with different questions and so forth or whatever, just to spark the mindset. And then you just start. But if you have any further questions or you need anything, Avery Ruff, my telephone number 609-828-6296, and my email address averyruff@yahoo.com. I just want to thank Miss Clara Lyons-DeVaughn of Lyonsview Realty for having me on this morning. And it's just a great conversation, but I'm sure we're going to have many more in the future. And I would love to come back whenever I get invited to.
Oh, thank you, Avery. This has been really, 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 really great. I love this DFREE mindset to help people live within their means,
Yes.
set a budget, stay and pay off debt, and save, invest, and own. It's just a wonderful thing. And I think, and it doesn't cost them anything to do it. It's a great way to track what they're doing and how they're doing it. So commend the Southern New Jersey chapter of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. I invite everyone to definitely participate in the debt-free.
And everyone can do it. Everybody can do it.
Yeah, anybody can do it. Yes, indeed. So I want to thank you again. Avery left his contact information. And just remember that our guests are really a resource for you. So reach out to Avery. You can, whether you're watching this live or on the replay, remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to reach out to Lyonsview Realty, you know how to reach information's running across the bottom. But I just want to thank you for being our guest. And Financial Fridays is here to, provide you with the resources, information, and tips and trends to impact your bottom line and really to increase your wealth building power. So if you've received anything of value, definitely do that and share it, share it with a friend. We want to send love and light prayers out to anyone who is impacted by this pandemic, whether you've lost a loved one or you have someone in the hospital for any reason and you can't see them. For those who are experiencing the difficulties of physical distancing, although a lot of y'all was out demonstrating. Not destructing, but demonstrating.
Yes.
And to also to the essential employees who are going to work every day and providing our needed services, our healthcare people, our transportation people, food, police, fire protection, and especially prayers out to our leadership. So I just want to encourage everyone to take care of yourself, take care of your family, and definitely stay safe. My name is Clara Lyons-DeVaughn. This Financial Fridays, we stream every Friday, 9:30 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube. So you can join us again next Friday at 9:30 a.m. Until then, keep living your best life. Thanks, Avery. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me, Clara. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.